Welcome to Global Economic Press, where we deliver trusted global finance and economic news, analysis, and reports, empowering leaders and investors with reliable, timely insights. I'm your host, Alex Brady. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic for homeowners and plumbing professionals alike: the role of thermal expansion tanks in water heater installations, particularly in Southwest Florida. We'll explore why these components are essential, the potential consequences of their absence, and what homeowners can do to ensure their systems are up to code. Stay tuned as we unpack this technical breakdown from Plumbing Detectives LLC. Plumbing Detectives LLC, a licensed plumbing contractor serving Venice, Nokomis, Sarasota, and the surrounding Southwest Florida area, has released a technical breakdown on thermal expansion tanks and their role in water heater installations. The breakdown explains why a missing thermal expansion tank can cause temperature and pressure relief valves to weep and can contribute to early water heater failure in homes with a backflow preventer or pressure-reducing valve. It also covers how expansion tanks work, well water systems, and a step-by-step homeowner check. Plumbing Detectives LLC says the release is part of an ongoing series on water heater installation standards in Southwest Florida. The part is a thermal expansion tank. It costs between $30 and $55 at any plumbing supply house. When it's missing from a home with a backflow preventer or a pressure-reducing valve at the meter, the water heater has nowhere to send the extra pressure it generates every single time it heats up, and something else pays the price instead. You walk in and the temperature and pressure valve is dripping. Homeowner thinks the relief valve is bad, said Mike Reynolds, owner of Plumbing Detectives LLC. 9 times out of 10, the valve is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's relieving pressure that it has nowhere else to go. Nobody installed an expansion tank. You put the expansion tank in and the dripping stops. The valve was never the problem. Why it happens: water expands about 2% in volume when it heats from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to a typical 120 degrees Fahrenheit set point on a 50-gallon tank. That's roughly a gallon of extra volume created on every heating cycle. In a home with an open connection back to the city main, that water just pushes back into the street. But a backflow preventer or a pressure-reducing valve turns the system into a closed loop. Water can come in, but the expansion has nowhere to go back out. Pressure builds inside the water heater and the supply lines every time the burner fires. Why it matters in Southwest Florida specifically: Sarasota County's cross-connection control program requires a backflow preventer on any residential property with an irrigation well, pool, or spa, and once it's installed, it stays. Many homes in the Venice, Nokomis, and Sarasota area also have a pressure-reducing valve to handle municipal supply pressure that regularly runs 60 to 100 pounds per square inch. Either device by itself closes the system. A lot of local homes have both. What it costs to ignore. Homeowners who chase the symptom instead of the cause typically end up replacing a temperature and pressure relief valve for $150 to $250, and the weeping comes back within weeks because the valve was never the problem. Left unaddressed, the same pressure cycling also shortens the life of the water heater tank, its fittings, and every appliance sharing the supply line, from dishwashers to ice makers. The expansion tank that gets skipped is the cheapest component in the whole job, Reynolds said. It's also the one that determines whether that water heater lasts 20 years or 10. Reynolds noted homeowners can check their own system in a few minutes. Look for a backflow preventer near the meter or a dome-shaped pressure-reducing valve where the main line enters the home. Then check the cold water line near the water heater for a small cylindrical tank. If either device is present and the tank isn't, the system is running outside code and under daily pressure stress. A full technical breakdown, including how the expansion tank works, well water systems, and a step-by-step homeowner check, is available at https://plumbingdetectivesfl.com thermal expansion tank water heater, Southwest Florida. Plumbing Detectives LLC says the finding is part of an ongoing series on water heater installation standards in Southwest Florida, following the company's recent release on galvanic corrosion and brass transition fittings. The next installment will cover backflow preventers directly, what they do, the types found at the meter versus inside the home, and Sarasota County's annual testing requirement.